me, my name is Wavy, and I'm super excited to be here and show you all what I've been up to for the past 3 weeks. I've actually been working on this for about 2 months now, but I'll get to that in a second. Now, if I saw myself standing here, I would be thinking, wow, what a creative idea, she made her own skincare products. If you're thinking that, then thank you. But actually, I had no idea what I wanted to do, and I was nervous when seeing Kiana's experience showing how she was shadowing a throat surgeon. I didn't know it was even possible to come out with my own product, so it wasn't my idea. I knew I wanted to dig deeper into something I was genuinely interested in, and even better knowledge that could serve me long term. Now, I was going through Pinterest one day, well, not just one day, like every day since I've had my own phone, and my whole feed looks something like this. Very skincare-like and aesthetic, bright colors. However, this also translates into my skincare routine at home, or more of a collection, as you can see in the middle photo. And so I love the thought of bettering my skincare health, the fruity smells of products in the morning and the nighttime, bright colors, and the overall sense of routine. I've recently become curious about how people could come up with their own products, catchy names, cute packaging, extravagant photography, and everything in between. This has led me to try to find a local skincare business in hopes that I could shadow the process of one of their products being made and share what I've learned with you today. So I found this one skincare brand named OHA Organic Skincare, and the website immediately drew me in with the aesthetically pleasing photography, as you can see from the screenshots that I took of her website, bringing me the cleanliness and organized feel that I enjoy when putting on my skincare routine at home. This led me to fully cold call email this owner, her name was Martha Boldane, back in late March, not expecting a reply whatsoever. But before I headed off to spring break, she emailed me back with how she would be happy to meet with me. I won't bore you with our conversation geeking out over skincare products, but when I eventually told her my goal of wanting to see how she brought her ideas to life, she suggested helping me make my own product so I can get a first-hand experience of the process. 6th grade me was screaming, oh, and me right now. So it was safe to say that I did about 3/4 of the work before the intensive even started. After Martha and I's first meeting, she gave me homework leading up to finals, and to find 6 ingredients to put in my serum. So each of the 3 other times I met with her over the phone, she tasked me with assignments like thinking about a label, packaging, how I would promote my item, and beginning to calculate the retail price. Even though the process felt long, she told me that it is, and I was getting a taste of the real world. Along with that, she made a great point about the planning process is crucial for any idea you have. No matter how many times you start your plan over, it's important to have documentation of your thinking process. So with that, here's my planning phase and my idea for what I researched leading up to my intensive. So I was wanting to create something that pertained to me, especially since I would want to be testing my own skincare product, of course, and I struggle with eczema, and so I wanted to create fun ingredients that would help my itchy, red, dry, and just painful skin. And so I decided to choose jojoba oil, coconut oil, red raspberry seed, avocado green tea, and olive squalane. And I put a few skincare benefits underneath each one. And then I chose my bottle, which I just decided to do 1 fluid ounce. I started brainstorming my label and logo, and then I decided to market my product. I wanted to try and see what Instagram would be like, what marketing on Instagram would be like. And since Martha was, her promotion strategy is going to farmers markets and creating little pop-ups, and also her website, she actually didn't know anything about advertising on Instagram, and so I thought I would explore that for the both of us. So the next thing, the part I've been looking forward to, and it's the most fun, was my serum's formulation. I composed a little collage of the process. Martha called her space the cosmetic kitchen, which you can see over there on the far left. I actually walked in and I was pretty intimidated at first because I was in a big warehouse with about 40 plus other businesses, but she had her little spot full of, it was almost like a grocery store of scents and oils that she could choose from and experiment with. And so I got the chance to go in to her cosmetic kitchen, and the reason why she calls it that is because we actually used a lot of tools that you would see in the kitchen. Like we used a mini whisk, we used a massive pot, like this mixer that I used to like bake cakes and spatulas, and so it truly felt like I was cooking just with skincare products. It was kind of weird. But as I walked in, she had all of the oils that I picked out laid out for me, and we put it on the backs of our hands, and we tested like the density and the smell, so that I could get a really like a feel of what I would want my product to be like. And so once we did that, I created my own formula, as you can see up there. It's kind of hard to see, but we wrote down each of my products, including water and glycerin, and based off of the products that I wanted to highlight and their benefits, I chose specifically coconut oil and green tea, because coconut oil is supposed to be the most moisturizing, and green tea is best known for being an anti-inflammatory. And so I added more of that than the rest of my products.
Oh, your plug came out.
Oh, okay. Whoops. But basically, since I wanted those to be the highlighted products, I decided to add more of that. And so I made that a higher percentage in my serum. Okay. And so basically 1 gram was equal to 1% of my product. So we made 100 grams. So we made the math easy. And we decided to do a heat phase and a cooling phase. My heat phase was just melting my coconut oil to make it easier to mix. And then the cooling phase was just mixing after each step, making sure that it all combines together evenly when we pour it into our bottle. But here's like a bad picture of me mixing it and measuring out each of my products, and then it was getting ready to bottle. And so leading up to the formulation of my serum, I sourced all my ingredients and had to calculate the exact price for 100 grams or 3.5 fluid ounces of each product. Then from there, I would refer back to my formula and find the price for each percentage. Add them all together, and in the end, we come up with the pricing cost of $166. Well, ideally. Martha said that I should aim for a retail price to be 8 times the total cost, but even though that seems like a lot, everything is organic and it was handmade. I mean, I saw a 1 ounce La Mer moisturizer the other day that was around $300, and a little goes a long way with my products, so I would call mine cheap. But realistically, I'd probably sell it to about 3 to 4 times my retail price, which is why I added it there. And also, during my research process, I looked into advertisement costs in Instagram, which is what I said earlier, and I found it to be very dependent on how much money you put into it. There's a cost per click and a cost per mil, which is impressions or appearances on people's stories and feeds. But Instagram, as you know, is all about the visuals, so professional photography, background setups, models, etc., all come heavily into play. But since I needed to estimate how much I would spend alone on advertising my serum, I averaged all the costs to create and promote the ad on social media. It came out to around $300 to reach 50,000 people. This would be the least amount of people that would see it, and so I would at least hope that 100 people would be interested and click around, and fewer than 20 people would consider buying it. This took days of math, but I can tell you it was more fun than sitting at the kitchen table trying to learn calculus for the past 8 months. Sorry, Paula. But now to boost those numbers, I saw 4 main things I would want to consider before I would hypothetically post. The bid amount is pretty simple. The more I put in, the more I will hopefully get out, reaching a bigger audience. Ad relevancy score goes with the competition and timing, where the more consumers are engaged with your ad, the more Instagram will detect that and put your ad above others. This, of course, is also a disadvantage. So I would need to make mine visually appealing, and create a good user experience to compete with others. The timing of the post, I learned, is also huge, because my serum would probably get more love when school gets out around 3, or people get home from work around 5, as opposed to 11 p.m. when people are getting into bed. Finally, I would want to consider my target audience, those struggling with eczema, so creating a spa-like feel and calming environment following my theme of Wave, because I named my serum the Wave serum, and bright colors, yet it being still simple, all just in a photo or two that thousands of people will hopefully not just look by. Finally, although I skipped through the perfecting my product since I could only fit one prototype in this window of time, I would want to tweak it until it's perfect. So I'm pretending it is, and here's my current formulation of the Wave serum. And so I have it here today, but I took some pictures of it. So I've been using my product for about a week now, and I've been seeing my eczema actually clearing up. Like I said, it isn't perfect, but I'm only showing you all round one of many in the future. I gave a sample to my friend, and she's said her skin has felt smoother, but she's told me many times how she's just obsessed with how it smells, and honestly, I am too. As for marketing and advertising, I definitely now look and praise those who have it as their job, because it seems like a hard game to master. I'm so grateful for my mentor, Martha, helping me to navigate the Wavy serum from idea to the market. And with that, I hope you come by and smell my serum, and I'd love to answer your questions. Thank you. Any questions?
Did you look into any of your shipping